Hi guys, in this video I'm going to show you how to pass arrays to functions. So let's say we have an array, we call this size 3, and I have an integer array called numbers of size 3, and I initialize it with 4, 8, and 2. And let's say I want to have a function, and I declare a prototype up here. This is called print array, and this expects an array as argument. So the way I do this is an array. I don't specify the size here. And instead, I specify the size as a constant. And I could name this anything. I could name it size. I could name it length. So the reason why I don't specify a size here is that this allows me to not just pass an array of a fixed size, but really an array of any size. So I could pass in an integer array that has a length of 3 characters, or an integer array of 5 characters or 100 characters. And because I just separate the array from the length here. Now let's implement this print array function below. So I have numbers and then second argument length. And all I'm going to do is I just loop over the array. And each element I output. So I numbers at index I, and at the end I just put a line break. And I want to just output the numbers. The way I want to output it is actually kind of like this format. So what I have to do first is I output a bracket. Oops. And at the end, I also output the closing bracket. And in between, I have to add a comma. So what I'm just going to do is, if I is larger than 0, then I know I already outputted an element. So here I just output a comma. So basically, the first time at 0, I don't put a comma before, but then the next time I enter the loop, index is more than 0, so I add a comma basically before I output the integer. Now I have this print function, and I want to call it for my main function. So the way I do this is print array, and this is called numbers, and the length in the main is called size. So here I don't do anything special. Just like I pass variables, I just specify the name or the identifier of the variable, and that is it. I don't have to deal with brackets, indices, or anything of that sort. The only thing I have to do is when I define the prototype or the function signature, I specify that it is an array, and I want to pass in the length so I know how many elements are stored in the array. But when I call it, I don't have to specify that. I just give it the name of the array, and that is it. So here you can see we nicely output the brackets and the 3 values. And now if I want to add additional elements here, let's say 10 and 3, and I have 5, so I change my constant, and I call this same function again, it will nicely output all 5 elements. So my function can deal really with any size of an array, and I didn't have to change anything in the signature. So thank you for watching.